Right, welcome, good morning, Fiifi-Manfred today. Being this morning again, like we always do, no consistent best tactical analysis. Of course, every kind of analysis that you want on and off the pitch, baby. I'll pay piano. Fiifi-Manfred will bring it to you every day. I say on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube every day, 3 separate broadcasts in the morning, afternoon, and evening. Yeah, bro, the best in terms of tactical analysis. And now, baby, almost all of them 7 APA all across Europe. No, and a very interesting part. And then now I'll pass you through all of them. There are some very interesting stories that are going through all of Europe. And my real said, and now and you may it was a big set of games in the course of our South America. The South Americans not able games not of course. Ecuador, boy, and now branch friend Moises Caicedo was in there. He ended the match not injured. A branch friend Enzo Fernandez, Ebom Argentina. Argentina did win. Ecuador should win by a goal to 0. Top performances from both of them. You be analysis now and how that fits into Chelsea match this weekend. I'm in Leicester City, English Premier League, and then of course we go on and have other conversations. BT said Joseph Guardiola, I'll say he's going to stay at Manchester City. Madrid Forso and had some excellent news. I brought a friend Federico Valverde, an excellent goal for Uruguay. Brazil for about 1-1. We'll talk about that and how that affects Madrid after the international break. And obviously, there's also that one from FC Barcelona and Sense and all the things that's going on over there and everything football across the world of football. On Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Don't subscribe to the channel now. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notification. Do that. Pause the video and subscribe to the channel. Then come back. Turn on notification now. Make sure so we choose you all. Imperative send a debia make and in the notification turn on choose you all. Send a debia anytime your content everybody you are first to have it. Also, very importantly, make sure so you share a link, and thank you very much if you do share the link. No for so your content to be enjoy on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Now, drum roll, let us get rolling into the conversation. I see. Mami started Joseph Guardiola and why he's extending his contract at Manchester City. Let me tell you a story. For the past 6 months, the English FA were pushing to get Joseph Guardiola to extend to come and be their coach. Now, for the long time, and England for only pushing to get Joseph Guardiola to come and be their coach. One thing is for sure. Now Guardiola ain't making the mind clear for one reason. Guardiola and Casa, Nigeri and the Mamma, they are not in the city of Manchester. They are back in Spain, in the Basque region of Spain. And sometimes he struggles. It is when season year off and I say they come to visit him and son who negotiate for. So Pep said, now to the 2027 no be in the City contract now. It should have been a decade long as a City manager. Now, when he was listening to English FA foreign plans, whether he will stay, he will not stay, when they wanted to convince him, one of the things that was at the back of Joseph Guardiola's mind, and he said, Manchester Club. So obviously, it was going to be slightly difficult for him to stay on when his family wasn't there. Now, how was he going to manage the two? He has getting to the point where BBS Guardiola edgy our English Premier League in our JV. So obviously the English FA felt okay, then you're more a different challenge. You're an array of talent or a national team. You can see a GBB on the world level. You've got the semi-final, final of the Euros. You've got semi-final of the World Cup. But still, it means you'll be in a very long time. And we believe that we are one of the best managers in the world. So we would want you to come and take up the job of Manchester City and then help us win something. And Joseph Guardiola was brooding about it. Man, the time they should be patient. He's watching something. He's trying to think if he can come and take the job. And for a very long time, he was silent. For a very long time, not a very silent on. Said Obefa City, Obefa Manchester, England for 3 Lions a Juma and answer offer. Until say, Okachom said they should give him up to somewhere in the ending of November and straight into December for him to make a decision. And the English FA could not wait for that long. And moving on to our coach here, friend Thomas Tuchel, to come in and take the job to be the next 3 Lions manager. Because obviously, Thomas Tuchel also proven winner. He's somebody who has won on the international scene, on the club scene, that's really understand how to motivate a set of players to get them to win and then play some good stuff from. Thomas Tuchel went with went with the English FA. The Manchester City were still bent on how to convince. In fact, for City, immediately Tiggy Bakistan Ekoye. Now, Ebeka said City for Akofa, the sporting director of Sporting Lisbon, ABBA. And then, how were they going to win? City were two big issues. The squad overhaul, that's what me. Almost the most aged squad in English Premier League. No team, no anything. Almost all of them players, no anything. Now, away from the squad overhaul that they had to do, they also have to look at certain things as well. So overhaul our squad. So we should players for fraud the bebemo. Ikai going on money. Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, more decision making, whether they will go or they will not go. All of these players now. How then do you get the best out of them? How do you get the best decision of knowing who to go, who to stay, and when to do your transitions? It was going to be a big one for Manchester City. Now, also, the 115 charges are a war Pep Guardiola any Man City for corner or Premier League was also something that was part of the conversation. Are City going to wait and then Pep going to wait and make sure the City is successful before they leave? Yeah, it is possibly sanctions that can be, demotion into the League 2 and now a championship. Let's sign him and all of those things. How are they going to pan out? And Pep needed time to think about it. Another major thing, and he said, and I think that's going to be a huge part of the reason why Pep is staying. When this season starts here, results ain't Pep Guardiola. So obviously, for people like Pep who are born winners, are consistent on person winning. So Neman Sheran Koye Momu Lucy, Omunya injured players, no players need promotion in consistent team. Obviously, those things were going to push Pep. We're going to push him to get to the point where Online Sabeka said, okay, fine, I want to go for one more season. And then although the contract will end in the summer of 2026 now, Pep will be extending a one more year. I wish it was going to be 2 more years. And in that final season in 2027 now, hopefully, Abantia Feno, Pep Guardiola can compete better, can go on head to head. Mind you, in this summer, after this international break, Manchester United for Eddie Abantia Feno, Ruben Amorim, Ebabeshe team. When obviously, if you are looking at Ruben Amorim, that's how Pep Guardiola Manchester City team now is going to be Ruben versus Manchester United versus Man City. Ruben Amorim in the last few days of Bayern seems to be doing some good stuff. Manchester United for Carrington training going on. They seem to be playing. Training new very well this week. And big game against Ipswich Town away, not at home. Away against the Tractor Boys. Then it's going to be Anthony Taylor in the big Fiifi. I the referee for them. What is going to be the first opening of Ruben Amorim 10 years Manchester United coach? Is it going to be a win, a draw, and I say a loss for Ruben Amorim? And all of this is support any undertones in the lead up to the big one of Pep Guardiola staying in there for one more season. Yeah, it is this weekend City game on Bebono. A branch friend Rodri Cascante heading a Ballon d'Or trophy, ever called the Etihad. And I could cheer the fans of Manchester City and say thank you to them and also the teammates, for pushing him to the level where he was able to win the Ballon d'Or tournament. We wait to see how all of that goes on. Also, our conversations, and now, what a night of football. See, and when I can't say, so Chelsea team no Mukita this year now. Romeo Lavia international break by now. We are still unsure whether he's going to be fit for the game or not fit for the game. Now, although Chelsea are a little bit unsure about Abante friend Romeo Lavia, one thing is clear. So Chelsea team now. It is very likely that Moise Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez are going to arrive a little bit late in England. And then right now, more games in South America Ecuador airborne game. Abrantia Enzo Fernandez Argentina and so airborne game. And in all of these games for Ecuador, any team friend Argentina, all of them were able to win on matches. Ecuador and against Colombia winning by a goal to 0. And Moises Caicedo in your 95 minutes of game time was on your 62 touches, on your 35 out of 47 accurate passes. 1 out of 2 successful dribbles, 9 out of 12 ground balls won, 7 tackles, our Honor, branch friend Moises Caicedo, and Enzo Fernandez also started Argentina, no more 94 minutes also for the Albiceleste of Argentina on 147 touches. And my catcher said the reason why Argentina, Enzo Fernandez, economy He's able to have most of the touches and play a lot of the game. And he said, over there, he's the deep line playmaker. Or yeah, the controller. I won't feel if you want to be a fan or start to build up or control the tempo of the game or control or Martin know a lot of composure. When to go in, how to increase intensity, when to reduce it. Enzo Fernandez is that kind of player. And because at Argentina, there are two defensive midfielders next to him in Rodrigo Gripao Monentino. He's able to do that job excellently well and with a little bit of an ease on him. And now Enzo Fernandez, when you have 6 out of 8 long balls, and as a sign of switches now, 2 tackles, 2 interceptions, 100 plus touchman, midfield orchestrator on field for him from our branch friend Enzo Fernandez. And he was so important for Tima. Argentina and Ronaldo, they played some excellent football. And then they were able to go on and then win the game. Moise Caicedo and not all starting game as a captain, but as the time went on, he left the captain armband for the other players now, and that shows you the quality of our brand here. Your friend Enzo Fernandez and your brand here friend Moises Caicedo in how they wanted to play. It was huge one for them. Still, it was actually striker conversation. And Victor Gyökeres has 4 different goals and then it brought up the conversation again. Who should Chelsea go for? I have been a friend of Victor Gyökeres and as I've been a friend of Victor Osimhen. I've told you my analysis of that. The dilemma is huge. If you look at somebody like Victor Osimhen essentially is the kind of guy that gives you the box presence. Victor Gyökeres is somebody that attacks the high line. So, but one of the things that is clear that's clear with our brand friend Victor Gyökeres for me, how much of a lethal finisher he is. Our box team, when he gets a chance, he doesn't mix. On your box, on your chance, and that's the quality of our branch friend Victor Gyökeres. After yesterday's 4 goals now, or 32 goals for club and country this season alone. How insane season we in terms of the leagues. We have just 11 games spent across Europe and at clubs now. Countries now. We're even up to 10 games this season since the season started now, and we were 12 goals in the last 5 games. That's the record of our branch friend Victor Gyökeres. But for Sporting CP and it from Tima, your friend of Sweden, and on your branch Alexander Isak, they were very important for Tima, your friend of Sweden, and they were able to get the goals now in the quality display. Of course, I also have branch friend Victor Osimhen on my last game Nigeria football against Benin. He was also able to get a goal for the Super Green Eagles of Nigeria. And also against Tima, your friend Galatasaray was also able to get a goal. So both of them are top finishers. It is just the process in finishing. Victor Osimhen is the box occupant, consistently in the box. When you have your Victor Gyökeres, when you have Obitsa Pedro Neto spamming in the crosses, there's going to be Victor Osimhen that gets onto the end of side crosses now and then gets the job done and gets the goals for them. Whilst on the other side now, if you want somebody that will play in behind in the high line, when you play the ball through to him, when somebody that will get the ball in the box, also is going to be a killer and then a finisher in the boxer, then it's going to be a bunch here. Your friend Victor Gyökeres also as well in the box. He's a top player. And now talking about Chelsea players a ball and now there was a cameo for new Brazilian sensational Chelsea player friend Abrantia friend Estevão Willian. What a game! And now Estevão Willian boy just a few minutes into it, but then he was very important. And I don't know why Dorival Jr. and Estevão Willian a lot of game time, no money more games to be brave. But away from that, and now he had some time. He played some good stuff for team friend Brazil against Uruguay. Ended in a 1-1 draw. My branch friend Federico Valverde got an equalizer for team I friend in Uruguay. But for Estevão Willian, the Brazilian league or the most goals with 12 goals no and Osanso with the most assists with 8 assists, and only a joint Estevão El Rani the show in Brazilian football. What a session Estevão Willian have it with a kind of football now. Our team and friend of Brazil Chelsea and see another strategic sponsorship. See, this is why most of the English Premier League teams hate Chelsea, honestly. And the thing is simple. Say Chelsea, the way they are not being able to get a front check sponsor, season is starting and Chelsea need a front check sponsor, but they are still able to get a lot of sponsorships and partnerships. And him the last time said Chelsea have said that they don't want to force and rush into any front check sponsors this year because they won't need more than the £50 million now almost share in terms of franchise sponsorship now, they won't do that. Chelsea fans so almost believe say they obia obabe joining as a sponsor, especially for the franchise. You need to give them Champions League premium money because Omojidi said in the next 1 to 2 years they will go and play in the Champions League. Now, on the other side, the argument from all of these marketing companies, any other companies now, they have told Chelsea that you are not in the Champions League this year, over in the Conference League. Nobody really watches the Conference League. Over in the EPO, yes, that is good. Over in other League Cup competitions, but it is really in the Champions League. You person your products no go through. Until we can give you the premium of 15 million euros or 45 million pounds now. We can't do that. So any Sanya, we just kaka crazy. Then when we go for we give you more money. Naturally say Debbie, if they are not going to get a good money for their front shirt sponsor, that's what more running club NGCS Canada. They don't take any front shirt sponsor. Anything that throughout the season, Chelsea any front shirt sponsor on the shirts in him, I clear nothing is going to be there. But now Chelsea announced a new sponsor, a new strategic partnership. Chelsea announced a strategic partnership with South Korean digital platform friend Never. Now the tie will see a launch of the official Never Chelsea's TV station out of South Korea, and also there's some good revenue. Every Chelsea fund. The plan is to make sure say some good revenue all across, especially in a time where they don't have enough money, they don't have enough for their front share sponsor. No, it's going to be important for them. And now Cole Palmer was in training, Tosin Adrebia, not also training Malo Gusto fit. And he was still in training. Abrantia, your friend, Wesley Fofana, and also were in training. Jadon Sancho was in training. Axel de Sassi, Benoit Badiashile, Rhys James, Enzo Maresca. All of these guys were in training. Now, the sad thing about the English Premier League is that before you start the season, English Premier League announces that there's going to be the semi-automated VAR for offside conversations in English Premier League. It was going to happen right after the last international break, but England play teams not echo meeting and in that meeting they are coming out to come and tell everybody say it looks as if it's our deadline, it's not going to be met. It looks as if say share the kind of games any trials not on it doesn't look like say England will be able to use a semi-automated VAR by the time international break and international break of course in Spain is being used. In Italy, it's not being used yet. Man, in Italy, I think it's also being used. But as it stands now in England, it is still not using the semi-automated VAR. We are still not the clubs fear that the semi-automated offside technology may not be introduced into the top flight this season as testing is set is on its selected systems continues. Still, the teams have not been able to arrive at a truth as to when to use it, how to use it, and where to use it. So, still a big issue over there for both teams in that regard. Remember Brazil for game boy Vinicius Jr. did find out say Ninchi every country from Cameroon the DNA test and then where he is from to look at where he's from and they were able to find out that Vinicius from the DNA test found out that he has ancestors from Cameroon in time. And during slave trade, what happened was that most of the African people were taken to the Caribbeans and then places like Brazil later on. And most of them, Vinicius Jr. was able to find out that in the DNA testing, some of his parents, the ancestry, every team, every country, your friend Cameroon, what a brilliant goal, your friend Federico Valverde, a share for team, your friend Uruguay, other goal and so Borghini, important player for Real Madrid after the international break. They will seek to get him there. Now maybe breaking news tomorrow. So Brantia friend Eda Militao, recovery. It's successful surgery every year, and then everything seems to be going on well for Brantia friend Eda Militao. People are saying, in fact, there are lots of reports in Spain that is suggesting Madrid are very, very much desperate about Brantia friend Trent Alexander-Arnold. According to them, they want Trent. They have seen Trent. They want to make sure that Trent will come. And Liverpool for now have given Trent Alexander-Arnold a possibility to extend his contract at Liverpool. But Madrid really want to convince Trent to join him. The next right back. Real Madrid, they think he's going to be an important player for them. Kylian Mbappe returning to training, and then which is also some good news. Madrid for centre back almost a channel. Your friend Castillo Lekiba, the new contract, ever come to fruition or release clause on the contract, that's going to come into fruition in 2025. It's around 90 million, but will be changing from next season. Will be reducing from next season. Lekiba, a new release clause now ever take effect in the summer of 2025 and that's what Madrid are hoping to Lekiba for Lekiba the release clause now ever form for them, of course. So that everything is going to be going on well. Ronald Araujo are starting and training in and workouts in the year. A lot of them are pushing to get back into the team. Barcelona expects Andreas Christensen to return to the group in 20 days time. Andreas hopes to have a small surgical intervention that will be the end of his Achilles pain. Ferran Torres back in training. Abranche friend Ronald Araujo and say back in training for team your friend FC Barcelona. They really want to build a team that they can have a lot of players that will fall on to push and then get results. It's very, very important. Romeo and let's see at Barcelona, people were messaging me with words of encouragement, but I thought I'm fine. No one died. My kids are fine. Everything is okay at Barcelona. I started well, but after some mistake, you start doubting yourself and you try to play it safe every time. I'm talking about Romeo, the timer, or Emma team, my friend FC Barcelona over there. Some of the things that went on for him, some of the things that didn't go on well for him. For Abrantia, Yefreno, Romeo, of course, a lot of the players, one player or hugely on the transfer radar for lots of the teams. Abrantia, Fran Vritz, both for Germany, both for Tima, Yefren FC, Bayern Munich, Madrid, all of these guys want him internally. It's already been decided. Fran Vritz is Bayern's #1 transfer target next summer within the club. Max Ebel, Christoph Freund are exuding confidence that Vritz would decide to join Bayern. The reason for Bayern's confidence is the players come have signaled during the talks. So Bayern has serious chances of being Fran Vritz and not go to Real Madrid. I mean, that's going to be a huge one if Bayern are able to get Abrantia, your friend of Fran Vritz. As reviewed, they confirmed FC Bayern exploring many candidates, but Fran Vritz is the #1 candidate for FC Bayern Munich to be their midfielder next to Abrantia friend Jamal Musiala. What a double 10 that Bayern are going to have in the middle of the park. Musiala, Fran Vritz are getting ready. That's going to be a huge one for them in terms of football. Normal, Leroy Sané to sports build interview on his future. I have confidence in myself, in my situation, and in the club. We are in transparent and relaxed talks. I want to play regularly again and enjoy my time on the pitch. We are playing really well at the moment. The atmosphere is great. I want to be fully aboard this train and contribute to my part. I feel really comfortable. The talks with Vini, Max Abel, Christoph Freund are very good and trustworthy. My focus is currently on the new FC Bayern. Everything as well we'll see in the coming weeks and months in terms of what we can do. That's a conversation on Abrantia, your friend Leroy Sané, when he's going to join Tima, your friend FC Bayern Munich. Leroy Sané, it is on a contract extension of LFC Bayern Munich. On the fact that Jamal Musiala is leaning towards extending his contract at Bayern is another reason why Fran Vritz is definitely going to stay on. I think so too. I agree that that's exactly what's going to happen. Jamal Musiala, he's going to influence Abrantia friend Fran Vritz to join in there. Vinicius Jr. against Paraguay, not a good start at all. Of course, Federico Valverde, Uruguay, the only goal over there in a manner 1-1 in terms of the quality. Federico Valverde was solid. What a quality display! What a goal from Abrantia friend Federico Valverde. I know a call inside giving him 4 team your friend Uruguay, or many team your friend in Brazil elbow match. And of course, on the other side, Brazil can share first goal from Gerson and Abrantia, your friend Federico Valverde, and the equalizer for team your friend Real team my friend in Uruguay in the World Cup qualifiers. They wanted this guy to win the Ballon d'Or. People talking about the performance of Jude Bellingham and Vinicius Jr. and our games now, but people feel safe for the Brazilian national team. It's not good enough, and then was one of those performances again for our Abrantia friend Vinicius Jr. not being too good for the Brazilian national team. But then again, still, I think in terms of last season conversation there, he deserves a lot of credit, and people really should give him that credit that he deserves over the Ecuador team, my friend Colombia, by a goal to 0 quality display from team my friend Ecuador. A very, very good team. Omoni Carlos Baleba were excellent in that regard, of course. Victor Jokres and yesterday scored some excellent goals. This is where we draw the curtains. I say this morning edition on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. As the day continues now, we'll bring you the rest. Take care.